Sup, 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 sup. I know what you're thinking. So I sat down here and I was typing in today's title on the live stream. I was reviewing my notes here. And I happened to look up and I happened to see myself in the camera. And I thought to myself, you know what? These people, you people, my viewers, they're going to start to tell me that I've sold out, because it's obvious. It is obvious that I now have a hair and makeup crew. That every single morning, as I stroll out of bed and I brush my teeth, that I have a team of professionals working on my appearance for this show, because it has been extremely important that my appearance be so clean and put together as it is now. As I looked up and I saw this poof and ridge on the top of my head, I thought to myself, they're going to start talking. They're going to start telling old Spanny that we've sold out. But I want you to know that we have not sold out. Nope, we're just us. We're just us in my basement office that you sometimes see, but not often. Pretty good morning here. Pretty good morning here on January 10th, 2018, for a variety of reasons. One of the primary, which I will share with you here in a minute when we kick off the show. A quick reminder, if you're viewing the Spaniard Show for the first time, there's all kinds of ways that you can consume the rich content that is taught here on the show. First and foremost, here on the live streams, facebook.com/Charlie Spaniard, every Monday through Friday, a live stream. From there, you can go to youtube.com/Charlie Spaniard to watch all the videos on demand whenever you want. Yeah, it's true. It's true. You can also watch the show on iTunes by searching and clicking subscribe to the Spaniard Show. And 7 episodes will be sent to you every week. And those capture, is that the right word? 4 different learning tracks. AMXbooks, short 8-minute Monday through Friday daily episodes on the books I read. AMX Kids, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute, where I do the same with kids books. AMX Talks, interviews come out on Thursdays. Today, Willie Banks, former Olympian, world champion, world record holder in the triple jump, comes out today. And on Saturdays comes out AMX Weekly, which is a recap of the week's learnings. Let's dive into today's AMX books. 1, 2, 3, go. Good morning, my friends, and welcome to the Spaniard Show. This is the Spaniard, and this is AMX Books 654, studying the book American Wife by Taya Kyle, wife of American sniper Chris Kyle. Now, before I dive into today's reading, I want to put a thank you and a feeling of gratitude out there. So this week's AMX Kids, which came out on Tuesday, highlighted the book I Love You Like by author Scott Sutton. And it was a really, really, really special episode. It's an experience that I was able to have. I believe the book was brought into my life for a reason. And the reaction to it and the amount of positivity, goodness that is emanating from the book I Love You Like by Scott Sutton, who recently passed away in December. He wrote the book as a legacy for his son Alec. His wife Anne was so tremendously gracious in speaking with me, who was essentially a stranger. It was a really special thing. I'm honored to have been a part of it. I encourage you to listen, share the book, share his story, get a copy of the book. It's just an awesome, if you're looking for something to feel good about, let this man's life inspire you to live, love, and learn fully. It's a very, very special thing. Please consider giving it a listen and getting a copy of the book. Now let's dive into American Wife by Taya Kyle. So I talk about insight often, right? I use that probably more than any other word when I say why I read so much, because it provides insight. And I've heard the words insight and perspective thrown around a lot, but I find myself saying, well, what's that even mean? Insight and perspective. It sounds good. It's catchy. It gives you insight and perspective. But what does it mean? So me being my obsessive self, I Google the words, the definitions of insight and perspective, so I have a clear understanding of what exactly that means. I want to give an example. This book, if I would say it does anything, it offers incredible insight into the lives of military families, military spouses. It also offers incredible insight into military men and women, into their lives, their experiences, their thoughts, why they think the way they think, or the results of their experiences and how that impacts them moving forward in their lives. That's insight. You get glimpses of this to understand better. I want to give you an example. So Taya Kyle's talking about some of the phone calls that she had with her husband Chris while he was overseas. Quote, war rarely entered the conversation. In the middle of that battle, she's speaking specifically about a battle, with the enemy about to charge, Chris called me on the unit's sat phone. Sure he was going to die. He wanted to say one last goodbye. Consider that. Just consider it. The reason I want you to consider it is that so that it can help shape the way that you think and you interact with others moving forward. Understanding that Taya Kyle and Chris Kyle and so many other military men and women they go through this thing that you and I, most of us, never ever go through. Sure, he was going to die. He wanted to say one last goodbye. It was no different than any other call. It was so normal. He was completely calm. That is insight. The insight, the definition, if you go to the dictionary or you go to Google, insight is the capacity to gain an accurate and deep understanding of a person or a thing. So why is that important? Why do I think that it's almost a duty, kind of a human obligation, to develop the capacity to gain an accurate and deep understanding of a person or a thing? Why is that important? Because the amount of negativity that results from misunderstanding or unclear communication is so big that our judgments on other people to say it shouldn't be this way, it should be that way, he did this, but the capacity to gain an accurate and deep understanding of a person or thing. Look, we're all in this together, right? We're team people. So your ability to gain insight into other people's lives and situation and ways of thinking can only help you and I get through this human journey together more efficiently. That is one of the most prominent reasons that I read. So moving on, Taya discusses the way that war changes people and how terrible things become the norm. Again, this is insight. It's easy to point fingers at other people from outside. It's so easy. We do it every day. But the more you read, the more you learn, the more you navigate through your journey, through your life, well prepared, with an accurate as possible understanding of things, the more peaceful your journey and those around you can be. So Taya is discussing the terribleness of war. She says, quote, I wasn't freaked out by what he did, Chris, or the strange things that happened. I know the circumstances and I know the ghoul. So some of the things she's talking about are laughing. She mentions these experiences that she heard about. People laughing as the enemy dies, right? Laughing as a human being is being killed. Quote, people, quote, relieving themselves on dead bodies. I mean, these are real things that happen in the world. And gaining insight and perspective to them, I believe, makes us more complete people. And trying to understand, genuinely trying to understand. Quote, in war, you change. You have to in order to survive and to keep the people around you alive. So what does that mean, right? Quote, we need to keep a perspective. War is horrible and it pushes people to their limits. We need to understand that it is one of the reasons we want to avoid war whenever possible. Look, it's easy for me to say, hey, I'm Charlie and I'm here in central Pennsylvania and I would never do that. That is terrible. But you know what? You don't really know. Right? I'm talking to me and I'm talking to you. You don't really know because you've never been there. You've never been in the situation. If you've never been in a fist fight, you don't know what you would do in a fist fight. One of my favorite things, when I was fighting, why don't you just hit him? Well, because I can't hit him. Because I'm trying to hit him, but I can't hit him. So what I'm encouraging here is this idea of learning and reading so we can develop our capacity to gain an accurate and deep understanding of a person or thing, so we can develop our insight, so we can form perspectives that are well-rounded. I'm listening. Gosh, I'm so glad I came across this book. Trevor Noah's book, Born a Crime. Trevor Noah's a comedian. He's also a political satire TV host. He grew up in South Africa, and I'm learning all this stuff about apartheid. So I like Trevor Noah's I like watching him more now because I know where he came from. I have insight into his life. I understand where his perspective comes from. And to me, that as a human, that makes me feel more full and vibrant and more well prepared as a human being. The last thing I want to point out here is the idea of humility. You cannot escape humility with the most successful people in the world, especially with military men and women. It is absolutely incredible. It might be selflessness, mission above self, and humility are three of the most common themes of military men and women that I've come across. In 2004 in Fallujah, so Chris Kyle's nickname was Legend, okay? It was Legend because of his prowess as a sniper. His wife says this, quote, he took pains to tell others that he wasn't the best sniper in the teams, let alone the U.S. military. He said his high kill count came mostly from the situations he was in. There were simply a lot of enemy combatants coming at him. The message there is be humble and kind, folks. Be humble. This has been AMX Books 654. Thank you so much, Taya, for writing this book. Thank you, Chris Kyle, for the life that you lived and the model that you set. Thank you, folks, for considering listening, for listening, for considering reading books, for considering opening up your mind to these books so that you can learn, I can learn, and we can develop our insight, our capacity to gain accurate and deep understandings of people and things. Spaniard Show, coming Monday through Friday. Check it out, charliespaniard.com, at Charlie Spaniard on social media. See ya. Man, I could have gone on forever. Boy, do I feel juiced up today. Boy, do I feel juiced up today. We're on, hold on, let me see here. PEBs. We're on PEBs today, folks. Performance Enhancing Books. That's it. Performance Enhancing Books. Thanks for tuning in. I love you and all. I'll be back tomorrow morning, Friday, for AMX Book 655. And, Scott, I see you, S is for self and service. Well, that works, my friend. Scott, you reminded me, I'll be going on my first hunting journey in as many, 12. Last time I hunted, I was 12. I got my license yesterday. Shot the old, that's actually a crossbow. Shot the old crossbow in yesterday. And, yeah, me and my buddies are going hunting tomorrow. Staying at the cabin. Scott, don't think you're in town, but really excited for this. So I will come back on Monday. Scott, Mom's making some homemade vegetable soup for us. Planning to cook some meat over the open fire. Really excited. But I'll be back tomorrow for AMX Book 655. And then Saturday will come out AMX Weekly. Quick reminder, listen to that episode, AMX Kids, that came out on Tuesday. The book is I Love You Like. You can get it on my website. You can get it on Amazon. You can go to Grass and Hopping as a grasshopper, grassandhopping.com. Just get it out there. This guy's life is a model. The more there's so many different ways that people are coming and saying, "Oh, I knew him because," or someone will mention, or he's this guy's friend or this guy's cousin, or it's just that the web is growing little by little by little, and it's a good thing. It's a really good thing, and I certainly know his family appreciates, his community appreciates getting the word out about him and the book. I Love You Like. If you have little ones, here's the deal. If you have little ones, get the book and read it to your little ones. If you don't have little ones, get the book and buy it for someone who has little ones. And if you don't have any little ones in any sort of relation to your life, get the book and give it to someone. See ya.